No, 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 baby, no. Without a little bit of pain, there is no gain. I need you to remember this, my gorgeous Virgolinis, but in particular on the 17th of April, 2020, yes, you are going to come to terms with something. You are going to come to terms with a certain situation, which is most certainly going to help you to reflect on your life in a slightly different way, from a slightly different angle. And yes, it's going to be very significant in terms of you feeling a quiet, a deep, very, very deep, but in a way where you're just going to find yourself in such a situation where you are going to need more. You're going to need more out of life. You're going to need more out of your current situation. You're going to need more out of current pathway that you are finding yourself on, or that you are finding yourself at, because most certainly you are going to come to terms with a situation that was like kind of bringing lots of like a little bit of stress, and it's bringing like a lots of like a little bit of like a misery into your life, and a little bit of negativity and unhappiness. But in the particular over the past, in the past 9 months, what was bringing you down in the past months? What was like constantly keep on repeating in your life? Like emotionally, it was very important. This is a very important moment in time when it comes to your emotions, emotionally, most certainly, because it is going to help you to move on from something that is bringing you down, that from something that it's not like a positive in your life anymore. And this happens very much so when we are reaching an important stage of our spiritual journey, of course. But this is also, you need to understand this, my gorgeous Virgolinis, that this is like a gift from God, literally, because at the same time you're going to be able to reflect on your situation and then that in itself is going to raise the certain energy and power within you, and it is going to provide you with an option, with a realization, with the opportunity that you wouldn't normally have. But at the same time, this is very important to come to terms with this, because it is just quite significant time when it comes to your own personal wake-up call. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. It looks like that throughout April, this is all going to be about you finally working on yourself, you finally reaching a very important stage of your subconscious mind, which is on another hand going to raise your levels of conscious levels at the same time. And that is going to be absolutely remarkable situation that is going to take place. The actual 17th of April 2020, you're gonna first of all kind of feel you're gonna have a quite unusual day to start with, but this is brilliant. This is brilliant because at the same time you will know it's not only about like a different dimension or like a different reality that you are going through, which most certainly you are, but this is all about your own levels of subconscious are going to at the same time provide you with a very powerful and wise unfoldment of your own intuition, and that in itself is going to be remarkable to start with on this particular day. But you are going to come across the situation which is going to surprise you a little bit, because it's kind of like something that it was just you were so emotional about, you were so like very much so you were so kind of into it so much. Well, this is why this is going to be quite wonderful, and this is why this is going to create such an enormous and absolutely remarkable powerful energy shift at the same time, because it's going to provide you with an opportunity to understand this from a very brave point of view, and that in itself is going to be remarkable stage, because it is just going to provide you with this absolutely remarkable confidence at the same time. Yes, you're going to come across the situation that is going to surprise you, and it's also going to kind of confirm something to you at the same time. You're not going to necessarily like, oh my God, you be too excited about it, but it is at the same time going to confirm certain fears, and these fears are going to become an important stage of your process, of your journey, because you will know exactly where you are at. it's important to remember that quite a lot is going to kind of happen and unfold around you on that particular day. Emotionally, you're going to be like, oh my Lord, this is very good. This is nothing to be too concerned about or anything like that. It's all part of your own process. So it's important to remember that things are going to feel slightly different, but most certainly it's all about our confidence. It's all about our bravery. It's all about our self-illumination that are going to provide you with an opportunity that you wouldn't normally have. But first of all, what is actually going to take place is like the surprising situation that it's also going to trick you kind of emotionally, kind of it's going to trick you in a way where you will think that you're going to have to respond to this like very much so throughout your own emotions. You know, emotionally, you have to remember that you need to look at the bigger picture. You have to remember that you need to look at the bigger picture, which means that you're going to have to not rush into any decisions or anything new or any new beginning or any new starts, because you are going to be driven by emotions quite a lot. But this is very important because it's at the same time going to bring you this absolutely mind-blowing harmonious energy in, and it's going to help you to rediscover something absolutely very, very special about yourself, something very significant about yourself, something very powerful about yourself, something that you should be doing but you are not doing, something that, you know, some time ago over the last 4 years, maybe you took the certain path, you took the certain journey, you took the certain pathway when you were in the middle of the crossroads. I'm not saying it was wrong, but you did take the right pathway, and that particular right pathway required from you to work a little bit more, a little bit longer on yourself. So therefore you are now provided with this particular opportunity at an absolutely right moment in time. It's so important because it is all about you working on yourself finally, and you will see why certain things were slow. You will see why certain things didn't unfold. You will see why certain things didn't happen, and only in this moment in time you will realize like, oh my God, like it's all up to you. It's all down to you. And this is so important because it's to do with the last 9 months when you were like you had like a terrible, not terrible time, but you were worrying about something, and something was like kind of increasing in your life through certain fears, but in particular when it comes to like some kind of uncertainty, negativity that was causing a certain unhappiness as well at the same time. And that in itself was like a little bit of anxious moments, you know, every now and then. And this is because you were preparing for this particular moment, my gorgeous Virgolinis. It's all about this particular moment that is going to give you such a beautiful spiritual slap at the same time, and it's going to provide you with a wonderful moment of rebirth, but also an important realization that is going to bring your promise into your life, and this is going to activate you so beautifully, so much. And then you're going to know, you will know that you are doing the right things. You will know that you're going to come across like a little bit of like, oh my Lord, a surprise, but it's going to be absolutely brilliant because every single step of the way you are going to be working on yourself, and you're going to be making an absolutely enormous changes in your life without even realizing, because as I said, it's so much that it's actually going to be confirmed to you, so many answers that you are going to have. And you're also going to find yourself like, why didn't you do this earlier? Why didn't you do this before? It's going to be one of those like absolutely fantastic, wonderful moments, but at the same time, this is a highly powerful date, highly powerful number. It's a 17. It's a very much so to do with the new beginning. It's to do with the new you. It's to do with the rebirth. It's to do with the like wonderful angelic power, which you can most certainly at the same time, like over the 3 days, like 15, 16, 17 and 18th of April are going to be very significant when it comes to your dreams, and very significant when it comes to your subconscious mind, and very significant when it comes to the sequences of the numbers indeed as well, because this is where you're going to need to watch for the sequences of the numbers which are repeating at the same time. And as soon as you see the certain numbers repeating, like a 22 in particular, 2222 or 77 or 99, okay, any variation of 227799, any variation of this number, as soon as you see it's repeating, you will know that it's a very powerful opportunity coming towards you, but you're also making the right decision. It's going to confirm you at that moment, at that right time, that you're about to make a very important and the right decision as well. This is so significant because this, my gorgeous Virgolinis, it's not only about your emotions, it's not only about your life, it's not only about your happiness, but this is at the same time so important because it's going to raise your vibration, it's going to raise your power, it's going to raise your energy as of that moment onwards. And it's just once you feel it, once you get it, once you are most certainly familiar with this energy, of course, but sometimes we forget because it was away from us for such a long time, and this is the direct product and results of us worrying or us feeling down, and there's this energy is pushing us down, it's preventing us to kind of fly and spread our wings, without us even realizing. We only realize this how much we were actually affected once we reach this absolutely powerful and very, very special moment, because this is all about you making a very important decision through your own realization. But this is so much to do with your prosperity, also well-being, luxury, and the comfort and security that you wouldn't normally have. This is quite significant because the new plan, this is going to boil down to the new idea, new plan that you are going to have, and at the same time it's just going to be kind of connected to uncertain efforts. But this is going to be so good. It's going to be such a strong and powerful moment in time for you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because it's just you're gonna be very much so driven to do this, and you will know, your internal feelings are not going to lead you astray. Your intuition is just going to be like, ooh la la, all around the place. And this is very important because you're reaching quite significant completion of your own spiritual journey, but at the same time, through your own life, through your own journey, through your own spirituality, you're also going to discover some kind of passion that is just going to really be such an important new stage of your life like there is no tomorrow. Very important because it's boiled down to the actual new plan, a new wish, a new idea that you're going to have, and that new idea it's going to take off for the next 7 weeks. The next 7 weeks are going to be very much so important when it comes to that new idea. You don't even need to do anything, my gorgeous Virgolinis. It's all about this starting moment in time with your own power realization that is at the same time going to start this absolutely remarkable manifestation as well. You will know that this is also, my gorgeous Virgolinis, it's like, ooh la la, this is also going to be highly connected to your home, and it's going to be highly connected to the happiness, to the excitement, to the actual peace, and contentment. You needed this so much in order to move on. You needed this so much in order to be happy. You needed this so much in order to live your life again. You needed this so much to be so excited, and to feel this level of excitement, which is just going to help you so much every single step along the way with the projection of this absolutely remarkable energy throughout this month. Whatever you decide to do, you will be projecting a very strong and powerful energy, and that is most certainly going to be your rather unique power. It's the great moment in time when it comes to the achievement and the honor that you are going to feel because of the actual very important confirmation that you will have at the same time indeed. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading. It's for you, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's for you, my gorgeous Virgo, and it's for April 2020. So it's for you, my gorgeous Virgolini, and it's for April 2020. And of course, that your number this month is number 21. Of course that you are having a number 21. It's all about that perfection that you didn't feel before, but it's about the realization how powerful, how significant, how strong, and how unique you are. Your uniqueness, it's your power. Your uniqueness, it's your strength. The fact that you're different, that makes you unique. The fact that you are unique makes you very powerful because because that's at the same time, it's a very, very strong energy that you are projecting, and you will be most certainly projecting this throughout the months. Acquired good news that you are going to receive, and that good news is going to happen at the right moment, at the right time, and it's also going to provide you with the actual understanding of the situation in your life that is going to take place, you know, that is taking place, that is going to take place this month, that it's going to happen to you, and it's going to surprise you the way you're going to feel, instead of like feeling, oh no, oh my god, no, I'm not too sure. You're just going to go for it. You're just going to dive in it, you know, you're just going to throw yourself into the situation that you wouldn't normally throw yourself into it, and that is going to be your biggest realization, absolutely the biggest realization when it comes to your own creativity and the promise and the wake-up call, which is at the same time going to bring you vision, and that vision is going to be like your energy field around you. As the days go by, the more stronger picture about your future you're going to have, but this is also going to be highly illuminated when it comes to you making an important decision. An important decision is going to take place when it comes to your home, when it comes to your living, when it comes to the things around you. You know, it is just going to be the time to change things, in a sense of like a time to move on. Whatever this is going to be for you, whatever this means to you, it is very much going to be very strong connection with a different dimension, which is going to have such a strong impact vibrationally on you, which is really going to require from you just to dig a little bit deeper and find out what's waiting for you around your sphere, around your energy, around your dimension. And that in itself is going to be very important for you to just keep flowing throughout this beautiful, beautiful months, which is going to bring you so much optimism and energy, like absolutely fantastic. Also, number 21, it's the actual perfection that you are going to feel. This perfection is so good, and it's very important to mention this for you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because you were blaming yourself, and you were also bringing yourself down for the things that have been happening to you that weren't that maybe good, that weren't that maybe successful, and it wasn't necessarily your fault. It wasn't necessarily you to blame, but maybe you were kind of the part of the toxic group of people, and maybe you were the part of the toxic person, the toxic situation, the toxic dimension that was reflecting on you in this particular way. So this is all going to come to the surface right now, and it's all going to be the part of this you moving on, and it's fantastic because it's all about the recognition. This month is going to bring you a mind-blowing recognition, my gorgeous Virgolinis. I'm so happy for you because that is going to make you feel so honored. That is going to bring you such a beautiful fulfillment, and at the same time there is something that it's going to be kind of shining very brightly. What are you capable of? It's to do with your capability. It's to do with something unique, my gorgeous Virgolini, something that you're absolutely brilliant at, something that you're so good at, but you're not doing it. This is going to come through the peak of your own creativity. At the same time, this is going to become a powerful, powerful, powerful invocation, and it's going to help you to have a clear focus when it comes to your own radiance, in particular when it comes to the unfoldment of the actual activity, which is most certainly going to boost you in so many different ways. But in particular when it comes to the confidence, power and self-esteem, where you could have lost it a little bit, you know, lately, now most certainly this is going to make and have a grand return indeed. It's all about the actual realization about the certain capability, something that you're not doing, Virgolinis, you should be doing, and you will know by the end of the month what this is. You will know by the end of the month what this is, and this is one of the most powerful things when it comes to this particular reading, my gorgeous Virgolini. It's about the particular capability, something that you're not doing but you should be doing, and it should be part of your life, but it was a kind of block, okay, because you restricted yourself throughout these feelings and emotions and this energy that I actually said so far, because the things couldn't move on as fast as you wanted them. On another hand, you know, absolutely fantastic, because this month is also going to bring you a big reward from a hard work, most certainly success and security that you didn't have before, and that in itself is just going to be so important, because the admiration from others is just going to mean to the world of good. No, It's going to mean, I don't know if you can say the world of good. It's going to mean absolutely everything to you. It's going to mean absolutely everything to you, because it's going to, on one hand, open your eyes, and it's going to give you that particular security where you needed it. And it's just about this particular confirmation, you know, and the benefit and the profit also that you're going to have through that. It's going to be quite nice. There is a little element of surprise, most certainly, but it's going to be quite good surprise at the same time. Just remember, this is a highly powerful and important time when it comes to your own transformation, not only about work and career and finances, but finally to come to terms that there are certain changes that are going to happen to you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you know, but it's down to you to realize really what is making you unhappy, what is bringing you down, and what is restraining you. It's all about setting yourself free and having that absolutely remarkable balance back. A very interesting surprise will take place this month. Your own strength and your own capacity will absolutely surprise you. And that at the same time, I want to say, it's important to say that it is like to surrender to the divine. Very important to surrender to the divine, which means that subconsciously you will be doing the right things, and you're going to find yourself in the right places at the right moment at the right time. Indeed, you Virgolinis, I say you are very special, or shall I say we are very special, because we are most certainly in touch with our earthly energies, like to such a strong capacity, to such a strong extent, you know, and that in itself provides us with the powers to connect and reconnect and to use our subconscious mind to the best of our abilities to understand things, you know, to stretch as far as we can possibly can. But that, on another hand, as a reward, has got a wonderful impact on us, because by doing what is right for ourselves first, you need to remember that you need to do what is the right thing for yourself first. Very, very important. Just remember, when I say surrender to the divine, means just think about yourself, think what is the best for you, and this is going to help you to understand things around you through your own reflection, and you will know exactly what am I talking about by the time the end of the month happen. Okay, you can only help others by helping yourself first. Very, very important moment in time. This is so good, and I'm very delighted for you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because most certainly things are going to start change really beautifully. And important news you're also going to get, an important news from somebody very special in your life, somebody very significant in your life, and this is also going to lead you towards the situation, and it's going to provide you with the actual green light. Go for it, go for it, go for it, because you will know at the same time that it's going to be the greatest time to invest, and it's going to happen as well it's going to be followed by an important negotiation, and this negotiation is also going to be all about the actual certain contemplation, but it's about the actual new beginning that is going to come out of the situation, that through the certain conclusion, which is slowly, you know, going to be resolved. Very important indeed. On another hand, my gorgeous Virgolinis, is basically when it comes to your health, you also have to do this. You need to make sure that you're taking care of your immune system. So it's very important for you also to take something against cold and flu, but we just go now completely and protect ourselves as much as we possibly can. Okay, so you basically organic acerola cherry powder. This is already what I mentioned. I mean, come on, this is very important to take. Organic acerola cherry powder, I said millions of times, 1 teaspoon in the morning in a little bit of water, and 1 teaspoon in the evening before you go to sleep, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This is going to replenish your vitamin C levels so beautifully, so nicely, so brilliantly, and it's going to help you against all sorts of infections, and it's going to boost your immune system more importantly. On another hand, another thing I was going to say, it's what I said before, vitamin D, just as important, a natural form of vitamin D to for your bones and also to boost your immune system. And the third thing I need you to take, my gorgeous Virgolinis, as well, it's echinacea. It's this herb called echinacea, and is absolutely super powerful. Echinacea, it's all one word, and this herb has been used for absolute hundreds and hundreds of years, for a long time, and sadly you don't find informations about this anymore as much as they used to be. You know, people used to be so much into these herbs, but it's all about, I'm not saying people are not, but it's just like all about like what we see out there. You know, there is so much that is like intentionally hidden away from us. You know, it's true, it's true. So echinacea, it's absolutely remarkable herb when it comes to like boosting our immune system by increasing white cells count in the body. It's very important. Echinacea, I would highly suggest, this is a natural herb, and I would highly suggest you to take like in a tincture rather than a capsules. You can take it in a capsules if you want, it's up to you, but it's a tincture I prefer rather more, because it's just like it's more powerful, it's more pure, it gets into the bloodstream quicker, and it works quicker. So I would highly suggest you to take echinacea like in a tincture, and you take a little bit of water, you put a little bit of tincture in, and you take this 6 weeks on, then 2 weeks break, 6 weeks on, then 2 weeks break, 6 weeks on, then 2 weeks break, 6 weeks on, then 2 weeks break. Then you take a longer break, and then you repeat this again. So you don't take this echinacea like all the time, but you just take it like that for a while, then a little break, then you take it again for a while, then a little break. This is because it's a natural herb, and basically if you're taking it like all the time, it would not be as effective anymore, because your body would just get used to it, so it wouldn't have the same effect, you see. So that's why it's very important to take echinacea, and it has got an absolutely remarkable ability to actually protect you and to boost the immune system at the same time. Also, avoid aluminium deodorants with aluminium. Please try to avoid them and try to get aluminium free deodorants. And also what I said before, inside your mouth is still going to be rather sensitive. Just make sure that you're avoiding fluoride toothpaste. Make sure that you're avoiding fluoride mouthwash, so fluoride free toothpaste and fluoride free mouthwash. So maybe toothpaste, something like with tea tree and aloe vera, and mouthwash as well, something like with the tea tree and aloe vera would be probably the best, one of my favorites. So this is something that I would highly recommend you to do this month. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, I would just like to ask you to check with your doctor or check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now the very first date that is going to be rather important, my gorgeous Virgolinis, it's going to be on the 3rd of April. Now the 3rd of April, it's a quite significant day, because it's going to bring you a safety, a beautiful sense and feeling of safety and security. And this is going to be so important at the same time, because later on in the day you're going to be dealing with situation which is just going to be a bit like someone's deception will become obvious in your life, around you, in your dimensions. Someone's deception is going to become obvious, and this is again not going to be something that you're going to be completely surprised about. This is not going to be something that is going to make you like, oh my god, you know. It's just all going to become like more in a form of like a kind of like a confirmation, but it's to do with a bit of a deception, you know, obscurity, you know, and a little bit of dishonesty. And then on another hand, you know what, this is actually brilliant, because then you will realize that through that person, you know, you picked up on a lot of like a negative energy, lots of negativity, because this person, all these people that are kind of around the situation were kind of very much so toxic, of course. This is brilliant, because now this is when it gets really interesting, because you will have a certain understanding of the situation that you wouldn't normally have, and this is going to come in the form of like a certain deception. You will understand, you know, the certain like caution. You will have a certain caution, and that is going to help you, this caution, you know, it's going to help you to have that understanding of the element of a danger that you wouldn't normally have. So this is absolutely brilliant, because it's going to help you to make a little adjustment in your life. It's important, because this is going to be so much so to do with your power, and this is going to be quite enhanced at the moment. You know, also, it's so important, because it's just like that is going to be kind of of very much so relevant for you making an important decision, you know, changing your direction slightly. And it's so good because it's all about the actual security, safety, family, and very important moment in time when it comes to the certain reward as well. There is going to be an important family matter that you're going to need to discuss and need to kind of have an action on the 3rd of April, on the 4th of April, and on the 5th of April. It will be required from you to make to help and to put a little bit of your energy, to put a little bit of your adjustment, to put, you know, like to pay attention to the certain family matters. Very important, because you are going to be the one who is going to be holding the key. You're going to be the one who is going to be holding the power. You're going to be the one who is going to have the understanding of this situation. So therefore you're going to be able to reflect in your own way, and that is going to be very beneficial for everybody around you, like a family members, or if you haven't got a family, then it's like the best group of people, like the best friends, you know, around you. But most certainly it's going to be required from you. On another hand, you will know that the actual right towards the end of that day, very much so towards the end of that day, like on the 3rd of April, like at around midnight, you know, something is going to take place, something is going to start happening, and it's going to be very important and very significant for you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because most certainly something that was going on very slowly for the last 8 months, something that was like really on God, you know, making you feel quite uncertain to the point of like, oh, I'm not too sure, giving up, you know, something is going to beautifully surprise you, and it's going to happen at around midnight on the 3rd of April, and it's going to start swift activity, sudden progress. And this is going to be so important because at the same time an absolutely mind-blowing message is going to be matching this situation, what actually happened and took place, and it's also going to come through at the right moment at the right time, and it's going to confirm something to you that it's time to actually go for it. New option is going to take place here that you didn't have before. The second date, is the 15th of April. Now the 15th of April, it's also going to be quite unusual and quite interesting. You've got lots of unusual and interesting days, but this is so important because this is nothing unusual when you are like, you know, you are like growing so much spiritually this month. So this is nothing unusual. Emotionally, you are reaching a very important stage and level where you're going to surprise yourself with a certain decision, and that is going to enhance certain emotions. So this is nothing unusual because you're growing within you, you're growing inside you, and this is going to need from you to make a little adjustments around you. Some of them are going to be big, some of them are going to be small, but most certainly on the 15th of April, a certain fear you had and certain apprehension over the past 6 months, it's to do with the delay and uncertainty, and that was just kind of like put you off as well a little bit. So now there is going to be rather important moment because you're going to get a good news, you know, and this is going to make you realize it's not only good news, it's going to end up being quite good actually, but it's going to help you realize it's all about the advancement, something that you expected, but then on another hand, you know, it's just basically going to make you realize that you're going to find yourself with more than you need in order to move on. You've got more resources than you possibly need in order to move on, and this is going to be confirmed by the certain material attainment that you are going to have, and that in itself is just going to reflect on your own victory, on your own well-being. You know, this is going to be a great day when it comes to your work-life balance, but at the same time when it comes to healing, this is going to be an important day when it comes to the actual healing and the stability through your own victory. It's going to be mind-blowing, it's going to be life-changing, very powerful moment in time indeed, and it's going to make you feel so strong, you know, because it's to do with the wish. wish. It's to do with something that you wanted to do for such a long time, but it was suppressed. It was suppressed. It was suppressed because of the energy that you didn't need in your life, because of maybe there were certain toxic people around in your life. Toxic situations have caused you to block yourself a little bit, to freeze a little bit, where you should be completely open. This happens sometimes, but most certainly now this is an important progress that is going to take place, and that is just all going to be about a certain, what were you kind of denying yourself. This is so much so to do with a certain denial that you actually had, but in particular, over the past 36 months. This is a big moment, my gorgeous Virgolinis. I'm going back 36 months ago and about a certain denial when it comes to you, something that is really causing a kind of certain negativity, and now this is going to become completely all obvious here. You just have to remember, my gorgeous Virgolinis, use this energy. It will be powerful when it comes to your own unfoldment because of the peak of the radiance you have. My advice here is be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because this life is too short. We are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. It goes like that really fast indeed. So that's why you just have to be very, very honest with yourself indeed. It's important. And also the 15th of April, 16th of April are going to be wonderful and very powerful days if you want to start and make your own rituals. Take a little candle, of course, in my language, candy. Take a little candle and just basically write one thing on it, light it, and when you light it, you make sure that you make a very strong connection with this flame, because at the same time you're making very strong connection within you, and this is going to be sent immediately to the universe, and it's going to be so much more impactful. You can do this at any time, of course, but if you do it at this moment in time on the 15th and 16th of April, it's going to be really that much more impactful, because it's going to be very strong time, very strong vibrations. It's all going to work so much more quicker, more powerful more powerful way when it comes to you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. The third important date, my gorgeous Virgolinis, is going to be on the 25th of April. Now, the 25th of April, it's all about the actual abandonment of the certain activity, abandonment of something that you're doing, but it needs to go, something that you're doing, but you're maybe wasting your time just a little bit. You need to move on from that. It's important because this is just something that is to do with the actual activity, and it's to do with you being it's to do with a certain activity, and it's to do with a certain desire, and it's also very important to say that it was affecting your way of learning, because it was at the back of your mind, and it was very much so causing you to be restrained. So therefore, it means that karmically this was a very important moment and stage to go through. That it was actually, it's to do with an abandonment, but most certainly it's also to do with some kind of a situation in your life that kind of prevented you to be as open-minded. It prevented you to be adventurous. It prevented you to do things that you wanted to do because you thought that this is something that it's kind of going to work out for you, but it's just so much so very important for you to realize that this is slowly coming to an end, but it's so significant. Look, I will show you. Even if I shuffle these cards on the 25th of April, this is about the actual abandonment, of the, you see, here you go. This is it. It's so important because you are going to get a balance. Immediately there is going to be an opportunity that you are going to have. So this is what am I talking about? This is exactly what am I talking about. So what was causing you to not to be as active? You see, what was restraining you a little bit? You see, these are all part of the things that slowly come to an end when it comes to our karma and our spiritual journey. And then it's required from us to realize, to pinpoint, to these situations, to realize. And then we can understand our own awareness. Only through our own awareness we can understand the peak of our own activity, through our own vibration, through our own realization, through our own dimension. But first first of all, we need to understand that we actually got there. This is an important stage. This is the balance. The balance is going to come through, and there is going to be an opportunity that you are going to have on this day. It's fantastic. That it's going to lead towards the actual satisfaction, accomplishment, and also the 25th will be very important when it comes to social relationships, very important when it comes to people around you. There is going to be the return of an old friend or a person or someone who you didn't see in a long time, but most certainly this is an important moment in time because you're gonna feel like a really great when it comes to relationships, and a couple of new important people are also going to become an important part of your spiritual journey. Couple of people are going to be so important for you towards the end of the month, you know, over the last like a few days in the month. A few people are going to be very important because they will become the part of you later on, and they're going to stay in your life. Most certainly some important people are going to cross your path, but there is someone in particular that will be very important, someone in particular that is going to step in, someone in particular that is going to step through, someone who's going to put a massive smile on your face, and you will see exactly what I mean. This person is going to help you to feel yourself, to feel you, and to feel completely reborn again. I like it. I'm getting already excited indeed. Okay. Also, what else I was going to say, there is most certainly going to be the moment in time on the 25th of April where you're also going to have an important situation when it comes to some kind of material gain, and it's also the certain gift that you are going to become aware of. But this is going to be quite important for you because it's also going to be quite significant time for the realization something about someone, you know, there is something about someone. No, there is going to be an important realization that someone is going to need your help. You know, the 25th of April, it's very important for me to say that there is a person that is going to need your help around you in your life. You know, it's like a best friend or it's like a family member. They will not say, they will not come out. Please, Virgolini, just remember this person is going to need your help. Okay, you're going to make an important decision here also, which is going to take another 6 months, and the next 6 months will be very important when it comes to the unfoldment of that idea that you're going to make, create, and start, you know, manifestation process within you. Very important indeed. So now, my gorgeous Virgolinis, I highly suggest you to get a Moldavite, crystal Moldavite. It's very powerful, it's very important, and it's very strong, and also one of the most powerful crystals indeed, because it helps you with your process every single step along the way. It helps you to speed up things. It helps you to it helps you to speed up things. It helps you to kind of make things happen. It helps you with your own spiritual growth. It helps you so much with your own journey, and on another hand, it helps you so much to express yourself through the changes when we go when we need to talk very important things and we are uncertain whether we're going to say the right things. It's important to say that this is an absolutely superb and very powerful crystal when it comes to expressing ourselves and saying the right things for our career, our finances. It's very, very important against all sorts of negative energies, but also even vibrations that we get through our phones and things like that. It's very, very powerful crystal that I would like you to wear throughout April, even May as well. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you're also supporting my channel as well. Now, going on the very first part of the actual April, my gorgeous Virgolinis, is basically all going to start with a certain challenge. You know, it's a challenge because it is going to be with someone, through someone who is actually very dominating, and someone who is very strong, and someone who is a little bit negative. And then this type of people can be so strong and they can throw us off our balance because they're so dominating in the wrong way. You know, I just feel sorry for this type of people because there is so much of negative energies accumulated around them, but then again, they can't even probably help to themselves anymore. You know, maybe certain certain people are meant to be doing certain things in this life at a certain time in order for us to understand where exactly we are on our path, you know, for example. But anyway, so it's going to be like an important challenge you will have in order to work on why somebody dominating, you know, the certain domination, you're not going to start liking it anymore. And that is going to be an important moment because you are going to be provided with a choice, and that choice is going to be the step out of this negative situation. And most certainly, my gorgeous Virgolinis, there is an absolutely remarkable moment happening here, because it's all about the success and accomplishment that you're going to have, a brilliant news and the safety that you wouldn't normally have. This is so good when it comes to things around you, to your materialistic life, to your possession that you have. It's going to be a remarkable moment in time, and it's going to require from you not to rush into any like a huge or massive decisions or anything like that, but just remember there's a hermit moment. It's going to be very strong in the first part of April, but you're very powerful when it comes to the hermit moment. So hermit moment is going to reveal a realization. You know, you're gonna have like a one day in the first week where you're gonna like, you will want to step back, you know, you will want to be by yourself maybe the whole day, or maybe you will want to spend, you know, the time on your own. But this is nothing unusual. This is going to be the sign from your spirit guides, from your guardian angels. They're going to be calling you, come darling, come, and they will be providing you with informations that you wouldn't normally have. I told you the hermit moment is your time, my gorgeous Virgolinis. It's your card when it comes to tarot, number 9, of course. But it's not only about that, it's about the fact that there is going to be the realization that you are going to have, and that is most certainly going to provide you with the realization to have faith in your dreams. Okay, it's going to be an important moment in time to meditate and contemplate, but you will know that a new start is coming. It's not only about the idea, the direction, but you will know that the new start is coming, and the communication is going to be the key. Okay, it's all about the time. By the time we get to the second part of April, it's just about your recognition. This is very powerful moment for every single Virgolini out there. It's the recognition. It's what you have been doing. Now you're just gonna take, it's just gonna go on a whole another level, but you need to keep it fresh. You need to have your eyes open, and you need to keep on adding things by being as open-minded, as adventurous as possible. Don't keep things stale. Keep things bringing in. Okay, keep things bringing in. Very, very important moment in time. It is a wishful thinking, you know, when it comes to you know, the certain situation, you know, it's basically maybe you're just going to need to like kind of look at the things from a slightly different angle, a little bit of like a heartbreaking situation. But then again, that heartbreaking situation, it's also going to be a little bit important for you, because it's going to help you realize it was like maybe like a little bit of a wishful thinking, you know. But it's better to realize like a wishful thinking, you know, on time at some point, at some moment in your life, than just wait for all your life to go, and then you realize, you know, when you're like 110, you know, when you're like, you know, later on, when maybe you may not as many opportunities to actually go for, you know. So it's important to understand that this is all part of an important process, and it's immediately going to bring you healing. There is a certain forgiveness going to be required from you. Important for you to certain forgiveness is going to be required from you, because you will be challenged. You're going to be like, oh no. But just remember, this is important moment in time. Raise above the situation, and if you're angry with someone for something, then that is going to bring you down, and it's going to work against you eventually. So it's important to release yourself from these karmic heavy chains, and just look above the situation and just think about the healing and forgiveness, and that in itself is going to bring you wonderful healing at the same time. And it's going to lead into the moment of the realization that you've got more resources than you actually need, and you will know that you are doing the right thing, of course. Also, very strong connection with your childhood. It's going to happen in mid-April, and this is nothing unusual, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because this is the time when you're very you feel highly powerful, and this is also going to be the time of your spiritual awakening in terms of energy, in terms of excitement, and that it's very good when it comes to you feeling very optimistic, and most certainly it's the great time of harmony to your own success. So there is something from your past, very strong connection with the past you will have mid-April. You will want to see people from the past, you will want to revisit certain people from the past, maybe family members if you haven't seen them in a while, you know, you will want to reconnect and connect connect to them through your own feelings, through connection and reconnection. There is an insight that you are going to have, an important insight who is going to come through someone, from someone who knows you really well. And this is also going to be the step out of the situation, but also the time to move on. It's going to be like obvious there. It's important because it's going to bring you an insight with a problem that was bringing you down, but it's also so significant when it comes to future planning, some enterprise, it's great time for that, but also the big change. It's going to be an important stepping stone when it comes to big change as well, that you wouldn't normally have provided before. The third part of April, my gorgeous Virgolinis, it's just so important because you will need a little bit of emotional support, but in a good way, because you're going to feel really good, you're going to feel really great, you're going to feel really powerful, but you're going to be surprised that you're not feeling different, for example. But this is in a sense of you will do a few things and you will surprise yourself throughout this month, and by the time we get to the end of the month, it's going to be so brilliant, because these things are going to lead towards the success and a very powerful road that you wouldn't have normally. But the surprise is going to happen because you will expect some kind of a problem, some kind of negativity and some kind of stress. And this is my gorgeous Virgolinis, because we worry so much, but we were worrying about this particular subject, this particular problem, this particular situation for so long that we are we're going to be used to it, all right, okay. And this is going to bring you a wonderful element of surprise, actually, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant, and it's going to help you with your own victory. This is all about your own victory. This is all about your mental clarity. This is all about you starting to live again. This is all about you proving things to yourself and making, oh my God, even a couple of things that you were kind of uncertain, now they're all going to make sense. And it's going to bring a wonderful joy when it comes to your family, when it comes to you, when it comes to all those people who really know you, because they will be very proud of yourself indeed. As remember, it's all about the actual victory and mental clarity. And also, you were rather good to someone not that long ago, karmically. Ooh la la, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you are going to have a little karmi rewardy, little karmi rewardy. And this is so important because not that long ago you were nice to someone, you did something so beautiful, maybe you didn't even realize, and this was such a powerful moment that you created. It was just basically engraved at that moment in time, very much so, very deep within you, very deep inside you, very deep on your karmic stage, very deep on your spiritual journey, that it's about to come back and give you beautiful spiritual flip-flop in. And that particular spiritual flip-flop that you're going to have, it's going to happen at the end of the actual April 2020. It's going to be brilliant, and it's going to bring a fantastic reward, and reward is going to come in a certain a success, material attainment, but also on another hand it's going to come in a form of the actual power, very powerful vibration, which is just going to make you feel so adventurous and daring. And this adventurous and daring situation is going to be so good because you're going to realize something about yourself, something so huge, something so powerful, and something so significant indeed. And that, my gorgeous Virgolinis, is going to lead towards the new path, new stage being open and presenting for you. But most certainly it's going to unfold in the form of a very powerful financial opportunity. But this financial opportunity is going to be different to every single opportunity you had so far, because it's direct result of an absolutely long and very important work that you had, process. Now this is going to be incredible, it's going to be amazing, and it's going to bring you focus like you didn't have in a long time. And there is going to be an important stage that you are going to take on, and September 2020 is going to have again direct connection to the actual now April 2020. September 2020 is going to be the second stage, the next stage, and it's going to be huge, it's going to be massive, and it's going to come out of this particular process. Oh my Lord, my gorgeous Virgolinis, this is going to be absolutely powerful. Please do me a favor, if you already haven't done so, it's the actual dry sage. You're going to be so powerful throughout this month, very spiritual time. You will be able to feel yourself so much more. The return of the spiritual you. It's difficult to explain this until you step into this absolutely incredible and powerful spiritual waters indeed. And that in itself opens you up so much spiritually, so therefore you are able to understand so much throughout the months. You will be getting spiritual messages, you will be getting all sorts of signs, and that, you know, it makes you like very much a psychic, so much, a lot. It enhances your third psychic eye, but also makes you a little bit more a little bit more vulnerable towards like the spirits around you, you see, towards that, because you are kind of more open. So this is why I highly recommend you to get like a dry sage. You put a little sauce underneath like that, because it's quite messy. You light this, you burn this with a lighter, and then go into every single room in the house, okay, at some point this April, and basically make sure that everything is closed, every window is closed, and then say a little chant, say a little prayer, say a little mantra, say a little affirmation, or don't say anything. It's entirely up to you. Then at the end, you just open all the windows, you know, and then as the smoke goes, the negative energy will go away, but this will reflect on you so beautifully, so beautifully as well, my gorgeous Virgolinis. And it's so important, because even if you feel yourself like a little bit drained throughout over the next 2 days after you do smudging of your home, with this, that's actually really good sign, because you're going to feel a little bit drained for the next 2 days, and then after that you will know that you had a certain amount of negative energy accumulated within you, and this is the way this actually affected you. So now you will know that this will go. So 2 days later you're going to be like even super radiant, and people will notice, oh my god, you look amazing, you know, and type of thing like that. So this is a dry sage. If you would like to buy a dry sage, the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, my gorgeous Virgolinis, as well. So now I'm going to shuffle these cards. Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to her kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you know I can't go without singing hallelujah for you. And now, my gorgeous Virgolinis, I'm just going to see what is actually going to happen to those of you who are in a relationship, you know. In relationship, oh god, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You see, it's this tower. This is the little burst that I was talking about. You see, it's this tower. It's the unexpected situation. When it comes to the actual relationships, like, this is something that needs to take place, you know. The tower is not necessarily like, oh my god, it's horrible. But it's important to say, my gorgeous Virgolinis, that it's something that is going to take place. But it's important to say that if this doesn't take place, your normal progress and process wouldn't take off. And maybe perhaps you would live like maybe unhappy, or you would live uncertain, or your life wouldn't go the way it should go. I'm not saying that you are going to split up, but I'm saying that there will be like a bit of a shaky momenty, a bit of a shaky momenty is going to happen. It's going to come out of the blue, but it's going to need from you to react in a certain way, because things are going to be slightly different. So you're going to need to look at the things from a slightly different angle. Okay, so it's just a problem and difficulty that you're going to need to reflect on, but it's very important for both of you to actually do this and to action immediately. You will learn something and your partner is going to learn something, but it's going to need to be like an equal understanding from both of you, because the vision is going to kind of be slightly different, but most certainly it's going to require from you to act in a certain way. But this is going to be quite significant because it's going to lead towards the certain adjustment that you needed a long time ago. So therefore, most certainly it is going to be the Tower, which is going to be the step in the right direction when it comes to the actual couples. Okay, so now when it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingy, hallelujah, you're gonna be so naughty this month. Look at this. This just came out, hallelujah. You're going to be so naughty this month, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and I really like this because it's time to be naughty. It's time to enjoy yourself, and you're going to have the equal amount of positive energy, equal amount of like optimism, the equal amount of excitement, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy you are going to have throughout the month, because you're going to be holding that particular vision. You know, there is so much that is going to be born at the same time within you. And this happens when you are reaching a sacred completion of your spiritual journey and you are starting the new one at the same time. Karmically, you've been through a lot. So this is the moment of reward when your personal vibration is going to be like, oh my God, you will be noticed a lot. But most importantly, an incredibly powerful month when it comes to relationship, talking, enjoying yourself, meeting new people. There are quite a few people that you're going to meet that are going to be an important part of your spiritual journey as well. It's just that time of the month, that time of the year indeed, but you will see something, and that is also going to give us such a remarkable idea as well at the same time. But on another hand, you know, you will meet quite a few people, and few people are going to be flirting with you, and it's the month of flirting. Every single time you flirt with someone, this is going to build so much power within you. Every single time you flirt with someone or someone flirts with you, this is going to be so personal to you towards your own personal development. So this is so deep, and this is so deep, and it's to do maybe with the time when you lost the confidence, maybe with the time when you lost the self-esteem, maybe at the time, you know, when that kind of reflected on you so in such a way where you just thought, oh, maybe God forbid, and like you were maybe blaming yourself, and that made you think that you're not maybe worth of something. You know what I mean? Don't even go there. You are gorgeous, you're Virgolinis, you are powerful, you're one of the most powerful signs in the world, because you have got the ability to reflect on your life in a completely different way, and that is sacred in itself. So that's why I'm saying it's all about the understanding and realization that you're going to have. It's going to be brilliant, and it's going to boost your confidence, it's going to boost your self-esteem, it's going to boost your power. And in particular, if someone affected you before, and that kind of affected you in a way where you could have lost a little bit of confidence, this is so important because it's going to lead towards the new beginning. Quite a few important people you're going to meet, but most certainly someone very special is going to take place. As I said before, it's going to take some time with this one, because this person is going to be a little bit complex but very special, just like you, my gorgeous Virgolinis. So there is someone very special that it's going to cross your path this month, and you're going to like this person. This person is going to help you to remember how to live again. This person is going to awaken something within you immediately, something that you thought it was sleeping for a long time, something you thought that it's not going to even be awake anymore. And it's so important because it's going to remind you how to live. It's going to refresh your mind, it's going to refresh your love, it's going to refresh your emotions, it's going to refresh your energy. It's absolutely remarkable, and it's going to bring you ideas, and this is going to be the greatest moment in time. There is something absolutely mind-blowing that is actually going to take place with this person, through this person. So Virgolinis, be prepared to be swept off your feet, because you are going to meet someone remarkable indeed. But above all, you will be noticed by so many people, and this is going to happen at the right moment, at the right time, and you will see exactly what I mean. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolinis, I love every single one of you, my gorgeous babies. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Okay, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light. Okay, my Virgolinis, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, and light. My gorgeous Virgolinis, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Hallelujah. Bye.